Well, I'm really, really excited and proud to have you, Dr. László, joining us for this amazing interview. As I said before, I have met you some couple of years ago, you and your wife in London, and it was really like, for me, it was like the opening of my mind, to be honest, you know, a gate to learn more and to buy straight away your book of many that you have, of course, but one that opened my mind was the Akashic paradigm.
Oh yes, yes.
So it will be great to start with. How can you explain to us the Akashic fields to our listeners to see how we can enter to that amazing knowledge of it?
To my mind, the Akashic field is the universe. Actually, it's the reality. And how it presents itself to us, our perceptions, is a field. It's like a field. Because in this universe, now we know through the quantum sciences, we now know more than ever that all things are related to all other things. So it's like on a single field where everything is happening. When you enter on a big information field, for example, you can have all the programs, you can have all the different computers, everything can be running together. And the internet is also a kind of a field. You know. So the Akashic field is really nature's information and memory field, because it has these two major characteristics. It connects all things and it remembers, as it conserves all things, the trace of all things. So the real universe is really an Akashic field. That's what I really would like to say.
Yes, I was reading about it, and I was just so amazed about the Big Bang Theory, and as well about saying the bouncing of it, that I was just like, wow, you know, it makes sense sometimes. What I said to me, it makes sense when we, you know, committed to like for example, as a person, when you start to become or to realize or to open the door to your consciousness, is because normally, and I don't know your thoughts about it, go through a situation of chaos, pain, yes, or, you know, it guides you or leads you to the awakening, right? So the Akashic field could be the information that we have from past life, maybe, I don't know.
It's everything. All the information past is still present. And what is present will be conserved, so it will continue to be present also in the future, you know. So the Akashic field is across over space and time. All things are connecting in space and all things are conserved in time. And so our consciousness can be shifted, can be switched into this field when we enter a deeper level of consciousness, deeper into ourselves. You know, where our electroencephalograph, the EEG patterns go lower down into the famous alpha regions, or even lower down into the theta regions. Just to show that in these deep regions, we can have these visionary impressions, visionary encounters and perceptions. Then we can enter deeper into the Akashic field. So the Akashic field is always there, but it doesn't always reach our consciousness. On a deeper consciousness, when we enter into ourselves, when we have spiritual experiences, aesthetic experiences, you know, then we really even experiences of nature also, then we can become manifest. This field becomes manifest for us.
Well, this is my manifestation to have you here today and learn and feel the vibration in a way of having the wish that I had some years ago when I met you to know more about you and hear you, because I heard you in that conference where Mirella Sola, you were there, and I was really, you know, I start reading, I start opening my mind. I am the founder of a community of Spanish women here in Europe, in Belgium. And I started because I felt like I was lost in that time because of the differences that we think we are different from each other, cultures, etc. How we have become as a person for our, how do you say this? Let me see in English, how do you say this? In Spanish will be...
I understand some Spanish.
I know. It will be great if I could speak Spanish to you. But anyway, it will be limited belief. Creencias limitantes.
Oh, yes, limiting beliefs.
Limiting belief, yes. So, but then we start just seeing these changes in you when you become, because we are all one at the end. We are
that's why, because we're all part of this field. We are in the universe and this field connects us, sure.
Exactly. So we're talking about this now, and nowadays, we are in a situation from a COVID-19 that we've been in lockdown since March. On 12th of March, 8 years ago, you were in Barcelona giving a conference about taking, the step forward to unify and to see, not going into chaos, but taking the solution to be unified, right? So how do you see this situation right now? Because you prevented it 8 years ago. Well, you've been talking about this.
Well, I just published a message. Two things are happening. I published a message a few weeks ago, which became very much played on different sites of the internet. We just called them the global shift as an opportunity, or rather called the pandemic as opportunity. That's what it's called. And then I got so many requests to spell this thing out. So just now I'm writing a little book, just 60 pages, which will be available in about 2 weeks' time. And it's called the Global Shift Now. It's called Global Shift Now. And the subtitle is The Opportunity. And the opportunity is really to take a step forward. Because we are now, remember at that time also, probably in Barcelona and in London, I talked about what is called a bifurcation. It's a process when the ordinary way that things move break down, and there are alternatives. There is a temporary chaos, yes, but there are possibilities, new possibilities. You can't stay with the status quo, nothing can stay as it is, but there are alternative possibilities. If you don't choose the right possibilities, if we try to go back with the old, then it's unsustainable and it'll break down sooner or later. But we can also choose to go with the new, to recognize that our oneness, as you say also, and recognize our connections, recognize that we are one family, and then we don't need to go to unsustainable ways. We can find new ways. And in my new little book, I'm just spelling out how we can become more aware of this, how we can develop a new ethic, a new sense of belonging, and how we can manage our ecologies and economies and societies. Because this is the opportunity. The opportunity is now.
The opportunity is now. And I will kindly ask you maybe to tell me one thing of that book, like for example, how to work in our relational capital. Because as you said in that conference, you said that there is some interest from the system, too many losses, money, etc., etc. Here in the Belgium bank, National Bank says that is 40 billion euros in damages for this, what has happened. And I just can speak about Belgium, but it's worldwide. I don't even want to speak about my country, Venezuela, that is lost because of the behavior of the wrong power, or the gestión, or la gestión, the wrong power, right? Management. So how can we work on that?
Well, becoming aware. The power is very much in the hands of the people through the internet, through communication. You can talk to each other. You can create podcasts like this. I'm now just about finishing for a new little documentary, 1 hour documentary on PBS, the public television in America.
Yes.
And this is all ways that you can communicate. And we can do that because the power is in us. in those people who are waking up and joining together. I will tell you in a little while, if you like, that it will be not yet in August or September, we open a new platform. It will be like Facebook, only people who come together on it will have a new ethical and humanistic orientation. They'll want to work together. And this whole platform is called People Together. That's its name of the platform, People Together. And it will be a few months still, but now all the preparations are being done. And I'm sort of an advisor for this. And I think it'll be very interesting, because if this is successful, the very large numbers of young people or any person who want to come onto it, just as they can get onto Facebook, they can get onto here. And over here, they can propose strategies. They can answer the question, for example, that you asked, how can we do this? Have projects and have other people vote on it. All of a sudden, you'll find that maybe hundreds of thousands of people, particularly young people, come together and will put forward proposals and will vote on it. And then, of course, it begins to have political weight and economic weight also, because then people will really start working together. And that's what I'm saying now in my little book now, also on Global Shift Now. Coming together, working together is the way we can do it. We have plenty of ideas, plenty of possibilities, but we had these constraining beliefs, as you said. That was the problem. We have all the old beliefs and all the old limitations. If those are shaken up now, I think we really can open up for a new era, a new era of coming together, becoming one.
Amazing, because I know this moment, there is a lot of fear out there.
Yes.
And as you said, we are working, having this content out. Since this started, we have created some podcasts and news on Instagram and Facebook, because as you said, the internet is our way to communicate.
Yes.
And raise together from this and help the ones that they are in fear. So what will be the message to people that have lost maybe their money, companies, or because it's a small business, right, that they are suffering
Yes.
from this? What will be the message so they can wake up?
That's certainly one of the main messages, but I want to also quote something that Franklin Roosevelt said.
Yes.
In 1912 on his inaugural address. He said, we have nothing to fear but fear itself. And so fear paralyzes.
Yeah.
And when an animal fears, then either it flees or it fights. But you can't sort of really go rationally, clearly, consciously forward. You become taken over by fear. So now we have to recognize that there really is nothing to fear, because the situation is open. We are not into lockdown in terms of our thinking. We are physical, we have to stay locked down until the epidemic passes, until the pandemic passes, or becomes less, then we can move around. But mentally, in our consciousness, in our will, and also in our joining together, that is free, that we can move. We can express our wishes, we can make plans for the future, and we can have other people join together. And the key is really in that, in expressing ourselves, being creative, and having people come to join us and work together.
Well, you have to count on me with this project that you have for the Spanish population as well, for the community, please, Dr. László, because it will be for me an honor to spread the word. I was speaking to the community this morning and they were so excited, sending me questions. And I said, I just have a little time. So they sent me a lot of questions. And one of those was, what is the most important, because you said about the book in this time is called, I'm going to tell you, The Conscious Revolution. So part? Yes. So what will be the part of woman in the conscious revolution? Because I do believe that the woman and man, that there is no apart, because as you said, we're one.
Well, feminine values. I mean, women are not only the only people who can have feminine values. Men can also have some feminine values.
Yes.
But women are more naturally, indigenously, they're born with feminine values and can express it. And we need them. Because I'll tell you why I think we need them particularly. Because there was an age, the past 250 years, we had to conquer more territories. Yes. We have to build new cities. We have to develop all the technologies. And we have to all the time go out and make more things. Now that age has passed. Now the age is where we must create a better community, a better understanding, better life. So we are moving from an age of quantity to an age of quality.
Yes.
And women are much better in being qualitative, thinking qualitatively, thinking how we can join together, how we can complement each other, how we can truly form a family. And we need this kind of values because the age of conquest is now over. The age of the lone hero, going out and conquering the world, that is no longer there. But we need to have communities. We need to work together. And those women are very good at that. They're better than men. So we need women in positions where they can bring their own values into play.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Thank you very much. And then I would love to know about the television special, The Work and Inspiration of a Modern Day Genius.
Yeah, that's the documentary I mentioned. Yes, it's a documentary. It's now being in post-editing. That means we have all the footage. Everything has been already recorded. And now they're editing and putting it together. And in a couple of months, I guess, I'm not quite sure, but in a couple of months, it should be launched on PBS, originating at a PBS station in Miami, Florida. But then it will be picked up wherever the PBS station, there are 174 PBS stations, I think, in the United States. They can pick it up and broadcast it. So it's very exciting. Just now, I'm in touch with a gentleman whom I probably also know, Greg Braden,
okay,
who has written very many best-selling books. And we are just now recording a dialogue between us, which will also go into this documentary. So that will be in the next few days, we are doing that.
Wow, wow, wow. So your time is very, very full of activities, right?
Very cool, yes. I'm in the midtime, just trying to finish this little book. I have 2 other books in preparation, so I'm really very, very busy. I'm not complaining about the lockdown because here, I'm sitting here on a hill in Tuscany, and I have a good connection, thank goodness, for the time being, and I can work. I can be out in nature and I can work. So I miss being with people, but for the time being, I have to manage like this, and at least I do some productive work.
Yes, that's the good thing that this lockdown have brought us, and as well the time of waking up and being, more conscious about it. For
exactly.
I'm loving as
that's the opportunity when I say, global shift now, the opportunity. That's the opportunity that you're saying now yourself.
Yes, yes. For example, my family, they live in Spain. I think one of the countries that has been, as Italy as well was, as the news said, my family lived there and they were really worried about not connecting to people because, as Latin Americans, we love to be in the houses of each other,
Also Hungarians also.
Yeah, I know. So it is now the time we've been talking about, we've been watching some documentaries in Gaia.
Oh, yes.
And it's an amazing time to learn and to open the eyes, as you've been saying, right?
You have on the Gaia network, you have a program that you can call up that I've recorded for Gaia.
Okay.
It has to do with heritage. You just look for the heritage,
Heritage, okay. It will be great to learn that. And I was going to ask you now, and because we are already on time, and it will be if you let me just read this for you.
All right.
This is from a lady, especially, well, all the ladies are especially in the team, of course, but Jael is her name. And she wrote to me, so like when she knew that I was going to interview you, she was like, please, please, please. So she wrote this for you. She said, first of all, this is an outstanding opportunity. I am so honored to have the chance to first connect through Verónica, who is an astonished bridge. Thank you. I'm a connector, you know, a real vivid net of wonderful minds. And second, the surprising, amazing, and yet humbling experience to be able to ask you a question. You are an outstanding philosopher, and I have really enjoyed your books. Thank you for sharing that with us. Now my question, if we part from the condition that everything we do in science is conditioned by the way we look at the world, and the way we look at the world is necessarily at certain point limited, and sometimes I see all the investment in constructing bigger, heavier, much more expensive to get to conquer new planets, whilst is also see there is so much extreme pride to admit our limits of poverty in our inner knowledge, inner connections, even with our own planet and species. So how to integrate philosophy, or how to work towards a society that comprehends that we are much more than we can measure out there? How can scientists or decision makers learn to open their mind to then try to look or find new ways to understand and then keep evolutionary path forward? What will be the 3 steps? I'm sure that you answer some of those, but can you tell us 3 steps to take?
Well, I'll try, but let me just tell you, I have produced a book which is very much deals with this problem. It has been published in March, and it's now also available on the internet through Amazon and the publisher and everything. It's called Reconnecting to the Source.
Exactly.
You know, and so I'm trying to answer in that book, not only me, but I have some 19 other people, well-known spiritual people and well-known media people and business people also, who are exploring their own inner experience, own transformative experience, and see how they can start looking at the world when they recognize themselves, when they enter deeper into themselves. So I think the inspiration, the motivation will not come from above, from the hierarchy, not come from above, somebody telling us, a president or whatever. It will come from us, from inside. And this recognition comes when you have a deeper experience, a spiritual experience, you know. Then everybody whom I ask in this film, in this book, there are 19 people who are recounting their experiences, transformative experiences. They all end up knowing that actually, yes, we live in a world where we have a deep connection with each other. And this world is imbued with love and caring. And you change. When you have this experience, you yourself change. And then you can connect. Then you become part of the source. Become part of the, if you like, of the Akashic field. So go back into, allow your deepest intuitions to come forth. And then you will find that you are a member of a community where the quantum sciences, the latest scientists tell you the same thing as the big religions have always been telling us, that we are one community. We are part of a higher level of existence. Become that. Then become that, like Gandhi said, become the change you want to see in the world. Become part of that community, and then we can go from there. We can go, but let the inspiration come from inside you. So that's the answer I want to give.
Thank you very, very much, Dr. László. There is a big inspiration to hear you and to follow you. And I hope you write many, many books more.
Well, I can't do any more. I'm working 12 hours a day.
well. But all that knowledge that you are placing in those books are for us a blessing. So I will Thank you. I'm thanking you from the bottom of my heart for this time. I hope you enjoyed our time talking, and I will send you the magazine soon. Yes. And please hug your wife from me, and stay safe, and much love for you and your family.
Thank you, and the same to you. And congratulations on these wonderful initiatives that you are doing. They're very much needed. I'm very happy that you're doing them. You're doing with the Hispanic community, you're doing with women. These are all very important elements in today to build a better world.
Yes, indeed, indeed. And we will conquer it.
Yes, I think we can do it, yes.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao, as they say in Italy. Ciao. And
ciao, bello. Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Besito. Chao, chao.
Encantado.
Igual, chao, chao.